So this is an interesting video. CEOs are coming out and they're admitting that Tesla's way of solving FSD is right, and it's absolutely a sheesh moment. And we're gonna go over it here. There's a few, not a few, there's like 5 or 6 big CEOs that are praising it, which is absolutely a sheesh moment, and I don't want to waste any time. So why don't you smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's go! The first one here comes from Ford, surprisingly, and this is what he had to say. Just take a good listen.
If I explain to, the listeners how crazy our software system is and why it's so difficult for legacy car companies to get software right, I'll do it very quickly.
Yeah.
So to save probably $500 a vehicle, or let's say 350 quid a vehicle,
Yeah.
we farmed out all the modules that control the vehicles to our suppliers because we could bid them against each other. So Bosch would do the body control module, someone else would do the seat control module, someone else would do the engine control module.
Right.
And we'd have about 150 of these modules of semiconductors all through the car. The problem is the software are all written by, 150 different companies, and they don't talk to each other.
Right.
And so even though it says Ford on the front,
Yeah.
I actually have to go to Bosch to get permission to change their seat control software.
Right.
So
Wow.
even if I had a high-speed modem in the vehicle and I had the ability to write their software, it's actually their IP. And I have 150, we call it the loose confederation of software providers, 150 completely different software programming languages. All the structure of the software is different. It's millions of code, and we can't even understand it all. So, that's why at Ford, we've decided in the second generation product to completely insource the electrical architecture.
Right.
And to do that, you need to write all the software yourself. But just remember, car companies haven't written software like this.
Yeah.
Ever. They've never written software. So we're literally writing how the vehicle operates, the software to operate the vehicle for the first time ever.
So he's explaining on how hard it is to get software right, which Tesla has pretty much mastered, and how it's impossible for every other car company to get the software right to make the full self-driving stuff. It's just, he's pretty much saying that it's nearly impossible to do it. This ultimately means that Tesla's vertical integration approach is correct, but this is mainly for their FSD software. He's pretty much admitting that Tesla's approach is the right way when it comes to solving full self-driving and stuff. And I honestly do see that later in the future, I don't think Ford will be the first one, but will definitely be one of the companies that does license out Tesla's technology. The FSD part. FSD licensing. That's what I think. And because Ford, he is seeing how hard it is, that, man, we can't just get companies to come here. We got to get someone who can actually have the best flippant software and the most safest. Who has this? Tesla. Nobody else has this, which is absolutely insane. Not just Ford, guys, GM. And it's interesting what they said in the Q3 earnings call. Just listen to what they had to say. It was a sheesh moment.
From the, architecture standpoint, do we have any kind of updated thoughts on pursuing perhaps like an end-to-end AI approach as opposed to, I think, the more rules-based method that Cruise was working on?
Yeah, it's a great question, and that's really where the industry's pivoting. That's Cruise has already started making headway down that path, and as I called out, we are moving to a foundation model and end-to-end approach going forward.
And I quote, "That's where the industry is pivoting and moving to an end-to-end approach model," proving that end-to-end neural nets is the right method, aka Tesla has been right from the get-go. Man, GM is going to be so behind that it's not even funny unless they license out FSD technology. So Ford and GM pretty much are coming out and saying that, yeah, the approach, well, GM saying that the first approach of doing LiDAR and doing through Cruise was not the right approach. End-to-end neural nets is the right way of doing it. Something that Tesla has been pounding on the table for years now. And Ford is saying that it's not easy to do it anyway. So you have two of these legacy automakers that could potentially become FSD licensees in the future. So that is a huge moment. Now, we gotta go to Google, which Waymo supposedly is the competition to Tesla's Robotaxi. But this is what the CEO of Google or Waymo had to say about it. Just listen to it. Sheesh.
And who do you think of as the biggest competition in that space?
I think, obviously,
Tesla is the leader in the space. So I think it looks to me like, Tesla, Waymo, I would say those are the top two.
The dude is calling Tesla the leader of robotaxis, and they don't even have one robotaxis out yet. It's going to change this year. It's going to happen this year with unsupervised FSD in 2 or 3 states, but he's coming out and saying it. Waymo has self-driving cars in multiple cities. They have robotaxis on the road and is collecting money and all that kind of stuff. Maybe not profitably, but they're collecting money. But he is calling Tesla the leader. It doesn't stop there. The Waymo's co-founder agrees with this as well. Check this out. Anthony Lewandowski, if I didn't butcher his last name, who co-founded Google's Waymo, says Tesla has a huge advantage in data in the self-driving race. I'd rather be in Tesla shoes than in Waymo shoes. God, this is the co-founder of Waymo, and he's saying that I'd rather be in Tesla shoes than in Waymo's. Incredible. Tesla already has cars on the road, some of which use semi-autonomous features for tasks such as parking and lane switching and learning all the while. Musk has the greatest fleet to do this, he said. There's millions of Teslas out there that are constantly alerting, feeding back their data to Tesla to make the product better, and that's ultimately what's really going to be the differentiator here. That you have the richest, most constant data to continuously improve over time. I would say that Tesla has examples of maybe 10,000 or maybe 1,000,000 times more data than Waymo does in terms of all other scenarios of driving, he added, and I 100% agree. The amount of data Tesla is collecting on a daily basis is probably Waymo's in a whole year. I'm not even exaggerating. It's insane the amount of data Tesla's collecting. And that's why Tesla has a big moat and they are unmatched. Who can compete with this? There's no one who can compete with this, which is why I'm all in Tesla because of this. It's incredible. And the more cars Tesla sells, the more data they're going to collect, the sooner they're going to solve with full self-driving. I mean, it's pretty much solved with version 13. If you guys look what's going on with version 13, I just need more Tesla shares before they actually go and unlock this thing. It's going to be just absolutely crazy. But again, I don't know anybody else who can collect the amount of data like Tesla. I don't know anyone else. If you guys know anybody, please comment in the comment section. What other company can do this? I don't know. And Jensen talks about this as well. We'll get to him as well because he's part of this list. But the bigger guy here that I think was actually a dead giveaway about this FSD stuff is the former CEO of Uber, and this is what he had to say. Just listen to it. It's insane.
We were starting to roll out. I mean, of course, we're doing the autonomy thing. I'll put that aside. I think Elon's going to take care of that at this point.
Did you just see the way he said it? He just like, yeah, we're planning to do this autonomous thing, but, Elon's going to take care of that, like as if like it's over. Like Elon's going to win. It's over. Tesla has won. There's no the point of doing it. Tesla's going to take care of it. Like the way he just said it, it was such a dead giveaway. It was like, Elon's going to take care of it. We're thinking about this, but Elon's going to take care of it. He has that already. That's crazy. He said it so casual, like, oh my God. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But Jensen, though, had some interesting things to say. Now, I've shared this video multiple times, but it's very significant. It's a sheesh moment. Listen to what he had to say.
Tesla is far ahead in self-driving cars. But every single car someday will have to have autonomous capability. It's safer, it's more convenient, it's more fun to drive. And in order to do that, it is now very well known, very well understood, that learning from video directly is the most effective way to train these models. We used to train based on images that are labeled. We would say, this is a car, this is a car, this is a sign, this is a road, and we would label that manually. It's incredible. And now we just put video right into the car and let the car figure it out by itself. And this technology is very similar to the technology of large language models, but it requires just an enormous training facility. And the reason for that is because there's videos, the data rate of video, the amount of data of video is so high. Well, the same approach that's used for learning physics, the physical world, from videos that is used for self-driving cars is essentially the same AI technology used for grounding large language models to understand the world of physics. So technologies that are like Sora, which is just incredible, and other technologies, VO from Google, incredible. The ability to generate video that makes sense, that are conditioned by human prompt, that needs to learn from video. And so the next generation of AIs need to be grounded in physical AI, needs to understand the physical world. And the best way to teach these AIs how the physical world behaves is through video, just watching tons and tons and tons of video. And so the combination of this multimodality training capability is going to really require a lot of computing demand in the years to come.
And I quote, Tesla is far ahead in self-driving cars. How could you be bearish on Tesla when you have all these powerful CEOs coming out and saying these things? It's insane. One thing that Jensen said that I really want to stick to you guys, right, is that he's saying that learning from video directly is the most effective way to learn these models, which is the AI, FSD models. So he's talking about having tons and tons and tons of data is the right way to solve this thing. And guess how much data Tesla has? Again, it comes back to data. Data has won. Kathy is always saying about this as well. That data wins. Jensen goes on to say that physical AI needs tons of video to teach them, something that Tesla has a lot of and probably the only company right now with real-world physical AI. Thanks to Tesla's 7.5 million robots on wheels collecting massive amount of data daily, there is literally no one in second place. Nobody. Again, if you guys know anybody, comment in the below. That includes Chinese companies. I want to know who is there. That's crazy. When you put Jensen saying Tesla's far ahead in self-driving cars and the enormous data collection that Tesla's collecting daily and what they have, you have the perfect ingredients to solve FSD, aka Tesla's one. It's crazy. Now that's the first video for Jensen. Here's the second video. It's insane because it's crazy. Just listen to what he had to say for the second one.
Collecting world data is very expensive, and Elon has a great advantage because, number one, his AI factory for his cars is fantastic, has a lot of NVIDIA gear in it, and he has a very large fleet of cars on the road that allows him to collect a lot of data. And so I think he has just a phenomenal position, and he's been working on this for a long time, and so he's going to be in a great position to take advantage of it.
Now this part's very important. He says that collecting real-world data is very expensive, which makes sense because not many other companies are doing it, or any other companies are doing it. Not even Nvidia themselves. They're not. I mean, if they're starting now and how Tesla's going to exponentially grow, man, they are like a light year away, 2 light years away in this field in FSD time. You know what I mean? He says that Elon has a great advantage. AI factory for his cars is fantastic. Has a large fleet of cars on the road that allows to collect a lot of data. He is in a phenomenal position. Tesla is in a phenomenal position. It's crazy that just 5 years ago, not even 3 years ago, a lot of these same companies came out and said that Tesla's way is wrong. Tesla needs more LiDAR, Ross Gerber, LiDAR this, LiDAR that. But now they're realizing that LiDAR is not the answer. LiDAR is not the right way, because if that was the right way, CEO of Google won't be coming out and saying that Tesla's ahead, because Tesla doesn't use LiDAR. They use end-to-end mirrorless. GM doesn't come out and says what they just said about saying that we were wrong about doing LiDAR. And we prefer now, we're now going into end-to-end neural nets. Other companies, Ford and the former CEO of Uber, and even the co-founder of Uber coming out and saying all these things. So when you put all these together, how could you possibly be bearish on Tesla? It's just hard. This is inevitable. We're getting unsupervised FSD this year. Give it 3-4 months time. Unsupervised FSD or AKK robotaxis are going to be starting this year because of unsupervised FSD. Now it'll be, supervised. Doesn't mean you can just say, okay, go and make money for me. No, it's going to be, we could start the robotaxi fleet this year. The driver has to be there, pick up, kind of like an Uber, pick them up and go. It's still a beta, still a test, but eventually, a year from that, get ready, man. We have a dedicated vehicle for this, the Cybercab, with no pedals and steering wheels, man. And you want to get bearish now. Shame on you, man. Sheesh, wake the heck up. Anyways, if you guys want to retire off Tesla stock, here's how many shares you would need from now till 2030. I have 5 scenarios from the ultra bear case to the ultra bull case, including the realistic case as well. Check it out. It's a sheesh moment. Y'all will be disappointed. Subscribe, guys. Get your I Bought the Dip t-shirt. I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.